94. Today we're talking about the Paramount I Love Supreme Crisis Meditations cassette EP that was released on November 15th of 2019. But before I continue, I should probably say that this is a new era of Out Past the Rings because, well, the main reason is because I took 6 months off, 3 months off? I don't know. 3 months off, I think, because just super busy. And then just a few weeks ago, the camera charging wire frayed and now it doesn't work anymore, so that camera's done. So it's going to look a little different. I can't really see myself anymore. That's not true. I'm looking in a mirror right now, so I'm used to having the little view screen to see myself. Anyway, let's see if I can still do these things without completely botching it hard. Let's begin. So this Delaware, I think they were a 3-piece. They released a demo in, I guess it would have been 2018, which immediately shot to the top of my demos of the year. Top demo. It was the demo of the year. Those two songs, the first two tracks from this EP, were on that Catastrophizing and Overshot. I was like, they sound like this EP version, but just much lower fi. Like it's more washed out, and you can't really tell what's going on as well. But yeah, like I could definitely see the promise. They sounded like they were from Richmond. Kind of have like an Ostraka meets early GIF vibes, but you could throw in some Orchid and City of Caterpillar and stuff in there too. But yeah, I was absolutely smitten. So I made sure that I messaged them immediately. It was like, if you ever need help releasing your future stuff, please ask me. So we were lucky enough to get asked to co-release the cassette with Larry. Unfortunately, we were only able to do 50 copies. I wanted to do more. I think I wanted 75 at least just for ZBR because, let's be real here, I absolutely fucking love this release. This is arguably the best EP of the last decade. It's not even close for me. Like, this EP is absolutely incredible. All 4 songs are awesome. So, like, you begin with Catastrophizing, which it's like 3.5 minutes, but like the first half is this wall of noise, and then they all kick in at the same time. Oh man, guitar tone, gorgeous, drums, amazing, bass, awesome, vocals, top notch, absolutely top notch vocals. And the guitar player is the vocalist as well. So the screams on this are just perfect. They're perfect. So that first song is amazing. The second song, also fantastic. Like arguably the weakest song on here, and it's still fucking awesome. The third song, I Am Without Wilderness. I Am Young Without Wilderness. Obviously about climate change and stuff, which is something I feel very strongly about as well. But the song itself is the best song that they've ever written, to date at least. That second half comes in like the breakdown and like the panic chords and just, or the breakdown at least, just oh my god, more aggressive. 100% takes inspiration from Paramount I Love Supreme. When I play guitar, this is kind of the sound that I want to get, and luckily it kind of just comes naturally to me to write stuff similar to this. I remember my drummer and I listening to I'm Young Without Wilderness, and him being like, dude, you lifted that straight from this band. I was like, I haven't listened to this in 4 years. But yes, I did. Yeah, it's so good. And then the closing track, Mariner East 2, some similarities to the previous track. Just some really heavy, almost like breakdown parts. And it's a great way to close out the EP. Just absolutely phenomenal. I can't say that enough. So the art was by, I'm going to butcher the name, Kyle Rhoda or Kyle Rada? I'm not really sure which way to pronounce it. The very, very cool cover design. I absolutely love it. Big fan. Love all those circles and stuff. And just that there's no like extravagant stuff. It's like text. Here's like a basic picture with this extra stuff. It reminds me of like Hot Cross and Liverpool and stuff. So big fan with the lyrics on the inside as well. This is the ZBR version. This is out of 25. It is on sparkle paper, and the tapes are swirled. So if you have a swirled copy like this, that's a ZBR copy. There were also 25 Larry copies, which one would assume are just plain. I don't know if they're clear or what. I don't remember. I did all the tapes, but it was a long time ago, 6 years at this point. Not only did the, man, those swirls are very nice. Not gonna lie, that's pretty sweet. There was also a release on a 10-inch lathe, which I happened to get. Oh, there was also an earlier? I think it was an earlier cassette release by Larry, which was just 20 copies, and it was on like a bigger piece of like chipboard or something like that, and it was like the size of a comic book, and the tape was inside the bag in that. It was very cool. I had to sell mine a few years ago to help pay for mortgage and stuff, but I made sure to keep that, and even though I don't listen to the 10-inch version, I still have it. Yeah, I think there was, I don't know how many, there was probably 30 of them. It's got like a stickered on cover, but the back is obviously stamped. They're on clear. You know what clear looks like. And there is a nice bigger lyric sheet, which is much easier to read than the one that comes with the tape. And Tyler from Audio Geography is the person who did this, because business card is inside. What else can I say about this release? Will Killingsworth. I don't know if he recorded mixed mastered or just mastered, but Will K was involved in at least some capacity. I should also bring up, there's two things. There's three things. Okay. Let's go back to the first one. There was a 4-way split 12-inch that I had planned because there were a bunch of EPs that came out around 2018 to 2019 that just blew me away. And the idea was to compile those 4 EPs on 12-inch and do Wax Mages through Got a Groove and co-release it with Larry. And then we both just got a bunch of stuff that came up in terms of like, this release and that release, and going back to releases that had already been released is just something that we eventually were like, we can't afford this right now. So it was, I'm not going to say permanently shelved, but definitely shelved. I will reveal the 4 bands that were going to be on this thing because it was so stacked. So there was Paramount Love Supreme. There's Army Wives, that like I forget what it's called, the red and black EP with like the tree thing. There's the first Brahm EP, and then there is the Amnesiac EP as well. Our Death Will Be Grand, or Death Will Be Grander, whatever it's called. Those were the 4 EPs that are going to be on there. And if you've heard those EPs, you know that is a fucking insane 4-way split. And imagine the variants that would have come out of that. So I can hope that is still something that we can do in the future. I think we actually went as far as I got vinyl masters from all the bands, and I even paid $300 for art that I've never used, and I think I've misplaced it. Oh man, what a waste of money. But yeah, we had big plans for that. It never came through. Speaking of big plans, they were going to play ZBR Fest 2022. I think it was the first one, Midwest. First one in Chicago. And we got a message like 3 or 4 weeks before the fest saying that they couldn't make it. And without a doubt, they were my top band that I wanted to see that year at the fest. It was kind of a running thing for a while there. The first year it was them, and then the next year I was most excited to see Incarcia, and they also had to drop. So then I had to be like, I can't say who my favorite is because they just keep dropping, and it sucks. So I still, to this day, have not seen a Paramount Love Supreme, and oh my god, do I want to see them. I have seen live videos. They're phenomenal. There was talk of an LP 2 years ago. I got a message at least a year ago, if not more, saying that they were working on one, and one would hopefully be coming. I think I even saw them play a show in the last few months. So they're still around and kicking. So I'm definitely under the assumption that LP is coming one day. And when it comes, I hope they hit me up because, like I said, this is like EP of the fucking decade, and I am not exaggerating in the least. If you know me personally, you have heard me dish out just a ridiculous amount of love for this. So yeah, we'll stop there. Next, oh my god, next I'm pretty sure is the I Wrote Haikus About Cannibalism in Your Yearbook cassette that came out. I feel like what did we come out right before COVID? Yeah. Anyway, way before COVID. There's a ton of super interesting information regarding that release and how it came to be and why it came to be, but I will share all of that in the next Out Past the Rings. Until then, let's listen to I Am Young Without Wilderness because it's so good. right, as we conclude AO Past the Rings and go towards the Tomb Tree family tree. That intro sucked, but it's Cara Neir, baby. So now we're talking about part 3, part 4, that was released. When was this released? May 6th of 2020. This is one of the, still in like the early days of Tomb Tree, was bands would pay to have their own tapes made, essentially, and then we would do their PR for free and swirl their tapes and stuff like that. So this was actually born because Gary from Cara Neir, Gary, yeah, sure, why not, contacted me about this release. I had seen I distroed a couple of their releases, so I was definitely well aware of them. But when I got sent the tracks as well, I was like, oh my god, like this is, at least in my opinion, this set of work, this and Phase Out, are the top 2 Cara Neir releases, and I don't even feel like it's close. Phantasmal is also very good, but I don't think it holds a candle to the 2 releases. There was something very special, at least for when I was getting into them, and I was like, oh wow, this I don't know if it's an EP, this release. So this is the one that got my attention first, and I was like, oh, this is really cool, I'll gravitate towards this. I'm excited to see what they do next. Then Phase Out came out, and it completely shifted how I was currently listening to music. I feel like it blew me away, and I even introduced it to my son, and he became obsessed with it. There's more stories for that, but I'll leave that for that out past the rings. Anyway, so I was very stoked when I got this release, and I was like, oh, we need to do more stuff like this, and it was probably one of the releases that helped push us towards, hey, we should just do whatever we want to do, as opposed to letting whatever bands happen to have money push that release through Tomb Tree. So these songs go all the way back to, I think, like 2014 or so, and we kind of finished up in 2018, 2019. The band is just 2 people, Gary and Chris. Chris does the vocals, and I don't know if he did the art, but did like the lyrical themes and so forth, as well as some of the noise aspects, and Gary did pretty much everything else. It's like epic post-hardcore. This one here actually has arguably some more screamo elements than some of the other albums that were supposed to focus on screamo elements, I feel like. And definitely like black metal as well. Like it's all like infused in this weird... Gary is a man of many genres, and it really shows in his music, because it's very hard to categorize his stuff, with a few obvious exceptions when he's really just going straight for one genre. So that was my in with Gary. Pretty awesome, because we've done a lot of stuff together that you'll see in a ton of upcoming Out Past the Rings. There's got to be at least like 4 or 5 things that we're going to be talking about over the next little while. We did 40 copies of these. There was 20 clear. Yeah, they're just like clear, and it just says Cara Neir in 3 and 4 of them. And then I did these special swirl variants for ZBR and Tomb Tree, and good lord, like those look fantastic. I like the Paramount ones, but especially when you see the full artwork coloring, I mean, hell yeah. It's got all the lyrics and stuff inside, and again, this was during the time of, oh, I can put this on sparkle paper, and so I did. Now, this is a remixed, remastered second tape version. The other one came out earlier. I don't know if this one had extra songs. I feel like this one might have had additional songs attached to the end of it. Some of those last 4 songs, perhaps. But don't quote me. I'm sure someone will let me know what the true timeline is. So, there's a couple of really good songs on here. The opening, the 1-2 of Penance and Absolution, so good. Oh my lord. I'm not sure there's any release that has a 1-2 punch like that for Cara Neir's discography, at least that I've heard. It's a pretty big discography. I haven't heard it all. And also the song Choke needs to be mentioned. It's a very different vibe, but I ended up really liking it. It's more of like trap and stuff like that. That's what I was told. I don't know what trap sounds like, but apparently it sounds kind of like this. Very moody. If I remember correctly, like synthy and stuff, just almost industrial sounding. It was very cool. So these are sold out. The Paramount Love Supreme are also sold out, so there's nothing here to buy. Oh, right. There was also guests on this that I did not know were going to be on there. Most notably, John Rosenthal, who has been on my podcast before. So the next Tomb Tree Family Tree is going to be, whatever it be, I guess it'd be the 10th. This is number 9. That'll be number 10, and it's Griefer. I think we only had like one copy up for sale. But I guess I will find out when I research that release, for it has been a while. But thanks for listening to me ramble on and on for the first time in a long time. And let's go listen to one of those songs that I brought up that was really good, starting now. All right, as we conclude Out Past the Rings and move towards Tomb Trailer. Oh, that did not work out at all.